Good morning, friends. We are still talking about the Beatitudes and how these blessed sayings are basically places or spaces where we can count on God meeting us in those spaces. We can count on God meeting us there. So you've got the way that N.T. Wright, translated this: wonderful news for the peacemakers, for you will be called sons of God or children of God. That's wonderful news. That is to say that when you are working for peace, when you are experiencing the dissonance of things not being made right, and you start working to bring parties together and people together and forgiveness and reconciliation to reign, God's kingdom is right there in the midst of everything. We can count on that God is going to meet us in that space where we're working for peace. We're not just settling for peace. We're not just kind of, pacifying. That's not what's being said. This is a very active kind of an idea, but that we are working for peace. Wonderful news for those who are persecuted because they're trying to set things right. They're on God's side of things. That the kingdom of God becomes real to us in those spaces. That we are this is God's promise that whenever we are actually paying some kind of a price for our allegiance with Jesus, that the kingdom is meeting us then and there. The king and kingdom are there rallying to us. And it's kind of a big deal. The writer of Hebrews in Hebrews 12 talks about this idea that we're surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses. So let's run the race with perseverance. Let's stick it out, that it's worth it. And that God is involved, that God is involved both now and later in what is going to happen. That's the next one is, you blessed are you, or you're blessed, or you are wonderful news when people insult and persecute and say falsely all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad. I am in the midst of this, that I am working in you. I am working through you. The king and the kingdom are poking through the veil into this realm, and that we can count on God meeting us in these spaces. This is the message of the Beatitudes. These are very powerful for the places that we find ourselves in actually very frequently in our lives. Let's meet God and count on meeting God in these spaces, because these are promises. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you on Sunday.